What's up, Builders Club TV Nation? You got Dewan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad, and I'm super excited, family. We got a phenomenal individual on the show tonight. She's doing some extraordinary things all across the globe inside of this home business industry that we all love. An entrepreneur, business mentor, international speaker, literally helping a lot of people around the globe, as I said, make a difference in their lives, change their lives again with this wonderful industry we know as network marketing. We got Emily Vavra on the show, family. Let me get myself on camera so I can make sure that you can see me. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to also thank you for subscribing to the show. And as you come in, you're watching, make sure you smash the like button, guys. It helps with the visibility of the show, helps more people find out about what we're doing here with the Builders Club TV. Again, this is for the culture, guys. This is so we can continue to add value to the industry and show the world, in fact, how wonderful this industry is and how it changes lives. Let's go ahead and get Emily in on the conversation. Emily, can you hear us okay?
Hey, it's going good. How are you?
We're doing fantastic here in the Builders Club TV land. Excited to have you on the show. Busy woman moving around the globe, doing some major things, but we finally caught up with you. Thank you for coming on to the Builders Club TV show.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure.
Awesome. So, Emily, if you've seen the show a little bit, what we like to do, we like to throw our guests into the Builders Club TV time machine. And we like to take the guests back, or take the family back, so we can look inside the path or the past or the path to your success. We've learned there's so much to uncover. There's so much gold, so much wisdom, so much knowledge in the past of successful people. So if we can, we like to be nosy a little bit if we can, and dig into your past and talk about your path to success. Can we do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Awesome. So if you will, take us back a little bit, Emily, and tell us, what was life like before network marketing?
Yeah, very good. Well, today I'm at my home in Santa Monica, California. I live 4 blocks from the ocean. It's the ultimate dream life. But let me take you back 9 years ago. Oh my goodness. At the age of 23, I was living in Minnesota where I grew up, and I was working multiple jobs. So I went to school for massage therapy. I worked for a plastic surgeon there, rehabbing major weight loss patients. I nannied 4 boys on the side to make ends meet. And then I even competed in fitness, like Fitness America, more pageantry stuff for fun, but also with the mindset of I could turn, this into a business with nutrition eventually. And so I worked all the time, left my home for the gym at 5 a.m., got home at 8 o'clock at night. And that was my life in my early 20s. And I remember thinking to myself, is this it? Is this life? Is this just what I'm going to do? Is grind my face off until Friday and then have, a couple days to do what I really want to do with my life? And I grew up with a single mom, and I watched her do that. I watched her grind. So I didn't really know any different. And then a friend of mine who started taking our products, actually I met her at the gym. Now she's like my best friend, but I didn't know her at the time. Met her at the gym, and she educated me a little bit on products. And I was like, sounds just like weird, expensive. I just kind of wasn't open to receive it.
Right.
But I really liked her energy. And her, she just had a different frequency about her. And I'm like, I want to stay connected to you. So we added each other on Facebook, and I watched her. And we all know what I'm talking about when you Facebook creep, or you Instagram, creep. And I creep for 9 months.
Wow.
And I would see her at events, and I thought it was just like a work event. I had no idea it was this thing called network marketing. And then, I just had one of those, I call them Jesus take the wheel moments, where you're like, I don't know what to do. I just feel so lost, rock bottom kind of place. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, I love health and wellness. As you know, I used to be I am a massage therapist. I said, is your company hiring? And she giggled. She's like, let's meet for coffee in Minneapolis. So that's what we did. And we met up, and this was 9 years ago. She's 10 years older than me. So I started when I was 23. She showed me everything. She showed me the plan, and I just sat there and I was like, why don't they teach this in school? Like, this makes so much sense to me. And I just committed. I committed to doing it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care if this is me 5 years or 10 years, like I'm always going to have this in my life for so many reasons. So I went to work on myself, and I actually ended up moving in with her. We moved in together, unplugged our TV, and that was the start of the build. Wow.
That's amazing. Yeah. So we're interested in finding out, okay, once you decided to make the commitment, right, moving forward, even moving in with the person mentoring you, what was the first year like? Your first year in network marketing?
It was the worst / best year of my life. Like, if I really look back on it, it's like there was so many moments of WTF am I doing? Like, we all have those limiting beliefs that seep in, but at the same time, it was the biggest growth year of my entire life still to this day. I mean, reading books I've never read, changing my, financial thermostat. I made myself a vision board, never had done that before, wrote myself out a check for $1 million. I was faced with rejection every single day, getting, told no, getting laughed at, getting people I grew up with being like, what are you doing? Are you okay? Are you okay? Just kind of going to bed every night, doing my gratitudes, but still fighting with, can I really do this? Is this really going to work? And then having other people come in and shoot past me, even though I'm working way harder than them as it seemed. And, it was all the things, learning how to speak in front of people. That was a whole other thing. I've never done sales before. I mean, it was so much. Every dollar I spent was pretty much either on personal development or just direct, like, business events. I didn't purchase new clothes for a whole year and a half. Like, I really lived a basic life. And I think that's so important now. People see my lifestyle and I'm like, let me tell you though, I wasn't always like this, and people want what I have now. And I'm always like, are you willing to do what I did to get it? And it's just like that whole first year was great. It was painful. It was moments of wall kicking moments, but at the same time, there were so many wins and lessons. And it was building the foundation for an empire,
Wow. Good stuff. I want to switch gears a little bit because you brought something up, the vision board. Okay. And, we've been blessed, Emily, on the show so far to speak with so many influential people inside of this industry. And one of the things that's often brought up is the vision board. It seems like every person who has been able to go out there and create massive success, they all have done the vision board thing, right? So can you tell us how important is, because we know the easiest things to do are the things that most people don't do, right? So we know that most people are probably not creating the vision board, but how important is the vision board on your journey to success?
It's everything. I mean, you have to know what you're reaching for and attach a why to it. Otherwise, you're never gonna do it. You're not gonna be focused on it. I mean, let's just face it. If you want to be a 1%er in this world, if you want to live an extraordinary life, you're gonna have to do things that most people don't do. And so, I learned, especially my first ever vision board, first of all, how small I was playing. I wasn't, even really focused on anything. And that's most of society. They're just kind of like rolling through life, like, whatever happens, happens. And, and so I started to really get clear. And, you can watch The Secret, read the book, The Secret. There's so many these things that happen subconscious when we, really have a vision for our life and we put it out there, and what you focus on, you find. What you focus on expands. And so really I started to just get clear on, what do I want? Where do I want to live? Like, I literally wanted to look at the ocean and have it sunny most of the year. And that's where I live now. I wanted, a car, a certain car. I put that on there. I wanted an income. I put that on there. And I wanted a certain team. And what did the culture look like? And I put the words on there of the culture. All sorts of, gosh, we could just keep going all day, but I got super clear on what I wanted. And then, when I walk into my office or in my home, because let's just face it, not every day you get up and you're like, I'm ready to go, I'm fully charged, let's do this thing, So every day I get up, I and still do drink my coffee, water, whatever, and I stare at it and I touch it, and and then throughout the day, it's like I'm constantly looking at it, and it just reminds you of what you're working for. And then obviously there's usually a why attached to that. So it is so important, because a lot of times in this profession, people, they overestimate where they're going to be in a year and wildly underestimate where they could be in 5 years if they just didn't quit, and that's the thing. You have to be focused on your long-term vision, and then obviously have short-term goals along the way. Otherwise, you're gonna quit. You're gonna be like the rest, and you're gonna quit. And I could have quit 10 times over, and more than that, in my first 2 years. Mm-hmm. And it got really good towards the end of my second year.
Wow. And let me ask you this. And this is kind of switching gears again, but it's I definitely want to ask you, when it comes to when you got started in your career, one of the common reasons why people don't stick it through, like you're saying, they don't stick for the 1 year, the 2 years, and they kind of quit or set expectations for themselves, and they don't meet those expectations, and then they end up quitting. But one of the common reasons why you see a lot of people fall to the wayside is because of the people around them, right? The people who are not supporting, the people who are not seeing the vision. So we're interested in knowing, I know the family wants to know, what were people saying to you when you got started in the industry? Your friends, people around you, how did they take to it?
Yeah, most of us, unless we're wildly intentional about who we friend up with, you're friends with people because of proximity. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You went to high school with them, default friends. Like, that's just how it goes. Right. So I had a lot of default friends and loved them. Gosh, I was in a home where we love everyone, and that is how we should live our lives. However, a lot of these people, and nothing to it. It's great. They went to 4-year colleges and they did that whole work 9 to 5 thing, and that's what they wanted. But don't knock my dreams. We can still be friends. Yeah. But they came, when I started to build, and I'll never forget it. I had my vision board, and I had an old friend come over, and she was like, "Do you really think you could hit this? You didn't go to college." And it was like they were just trying to shoot me down, talking crap behind my back. And I'm like, I don't do any of that. There's no space for drama. Right. And, I quickly realized, these people don't even love me for me. They don't even love me for Emily. They, this is just such a false friendship. And so I quickly made the adjustment, and I started to hang out with people that were reaching for more. And maybe it wasn't even specifically network marketing, but they had an abundant mindset. They're going for more. It's just that common energy. And we started talking about ideas and dreams, and instead of people, instead of complaining or blaming our way through life, it was like, we expanded our thinking, because you are who you hang out with. And especially, in my first year, that's why it was so great to move in. Now my best friend, but my mentor for that year, is because it's like we would go on walks and we would just be like, okay, what is it going to look like when we hit that top rank? Like, what do we want to do? Where do we want to go? Do we want to go to Bali? Like, we would just be talking, and we would talk about like our team coming in, and how can we serve them, and how can we help them, and what can we create, and what is it going to look like when we get that car that we both want? Literally, it was hysterical. Like, she has a black G-Wagon, I have a white one, just got it wrapped in red, and it's like, we talked about that like years ago.
Wow.
Years ago. And it's like, what kind of charity work do we want to do? Like, what would it look like to just take our mom on a vacation and like pay for the whole thing? And like, and that is what changed everything for me, is having people that I can grow with. And that's what everyone watching this, you need. Like, you need those people in your life that, you can vibe high with. You can talk about goals, aspirations with, but you can also kick them in the ass when need be, and you can kick them in the ass.
Right.
Like those are the friends that I have. My real friends, they don't just pat me on the back. They're like, hey, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? Like, we need to we could do this. Or my greatest friends push me and I push them. And it's just so important. And you know what? Sometimes it's hard to find, but you will find them. If you put it out there, you will find them, and it will change your life. It will change your life. Who you hang out with is just a reflection of who you are. You've heard it. You become the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Like, it's just that important.
Wow. Powerful stuff. So it's very important, the vision board, and having the vision and speaking it into existence. Powerful stuff. What kind of advice do you have? Because when we have a person like yourself who has made it to the other side, so to speak, right? And you have people who are watching social media and they're looking at the copy and paste lifestyle, right? Or they're looking at examples of what people are doing or saying that they're doing. But here we have a person like yourself who's documented in this industry. What is the real lifestyle of a network marketer who's successful in this industry? What is it really like to be a successful network marketer in this industry? In terms of lifestyle, work ethic, what's really going on behind the scenes? You know what I mean? Because you're seeing a lot of representation on social media, but what is it really like to be successful in this industry?
That's an amazing question.
Thank you.
So I always have the attitude of, to much is given, much is expected, much is required. Like, I take leadership very seriously. I really do. And in order to live every day and lead people, I must first lead myself. And so for me, and everyone has their beliefs, but I am like, my number one priority in this life is my relationship with God, because if it's not right, then I'm not going to lead people to the best of my ability. I'm going to make poor decisions. So that is the truth. That's how I operate.
Right.
To keep my focus right and make it about people and not about things and not about status. So with having that attitude for almost a decade doing this now, it's kept me on the straight and narrow. It's kept me focused and not checking out and just collecting a check. It's kept me to make it about people. Right. And so every day, it's, today I have a team call. I'm checking in with team. I'm getting ready this week to speak at GoPro in Vegas. So I'm in major prep for that. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of moving parts. Like, I have an assistant who's running calls. If I'm doing three-way calls, if I'm doing campaigns, things like that. But I'm working it.
Right.
Literally I'll fly into Vegas, do the talk, meet team there, and then the next day I fly to Minnesota and speak at an event on Sunday, and then do a big team event on Tuesday. I mean, it's like, wow. I'm working it, Yeah. I'm with team, and for their paychecks, it matters to them, and I don't necessarily need to do it, but they're my partners, and so it's crazy sometimes. Yeah. It is like. I hosted a holiday party here for some of my local California team. And I was like, I need to get stuff and I'm running out. I mean, it's like if we could, and literally my friend who's a filmmaker was like, we should have like a reality show because this is hysterical. He's like, you're on a call, you're closing someone, you're making a charcuterie board. Like, and that's life. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I don't want mundane. I don't want boring. I want to be on my toes. I want to, it's good stuff. And so it's a combination of a lot of things. But, we have good systems in place, which every networker needs to duplicate and to create leadership. But I always focus too on the main thing, and that's bringing in new people. I think sometimes people get to the top and they just don't do that as much. And, it's just, network marketing is so simple. We go to work to complicate it. I mean, it's literally so simple. But what I've learned is, as a top leader, you gotta constantly check yourself and check your ego and check your motive. And it's why I've done work in Africa. It's why I keep my faith the number one thing. And I don't deviate from that. Like, it's a non-negotiable for me. Like, even if I'm on a plane or not, here in Hollywood with my local pastor, like, I'm listening to it. I'm listening to the recording. Like, it's that important to me, to keep my focus where it needs to be. 'Cause it's really easy to get lost when you start making a lot of money. Even when you're not making a lot of money, it's easy to get lost. Let's just face it.
Right. So advice you have for somebody who is, and nothing wrong with being money driven, compensation driven, nothing wrong with that. But what advice could you're hitting some really good notes here. What advice do you have for people who are only in that lane, money driven, compensation plan driven? But the common theme when having conversations with people like yourself is it's about the people, right? But when you're bogged down with bills and you got, this happening, that happening, it's hard to think about other people sometimes, right? So what advice do you have when that is the main ingredient for success?
Yeah, that's so good, because I'll shoot you straight, because I always will. In the beginning, for me, all I wanted to do was be able to pay my bills and be my own boss. I wasn't who I am today. Let's all talk about that. Right. Like, literally, I wanted the bills to come and to not shove them in the drawer. Like, I wanted to just pay them. Right. I mean, I couldn't even go shopping my first year, right? So I get you, I feel you, I get it. But at the same time, like, if you expect God to give you more, like, you've got to appreciate what you have now. And people, when you're meeting with people, whether it be Zoom, whether it be at a coffee shop, whether it be at an in-home, like, people can feel your energy, and motives matter. And, when everything changed in the business for me is when I really started to look at people. And instead of being like, what can Emily get and how is this going to advance me? I started to look at the person and really know, how can this benefit them, and how can I serve them, and how can I help them? And, like, my heart started to change. And it's like, that's when the business started to go, because I started to make other people's paychecks more important than mine. And I just wanted I wanted them to get in a growth environment. And I wanted, whether they wanted to build a 6 or 7 figure business or just come in and have some good friends and take some good products, I just wanted them to get more of whatever it is in their life that they want. And I wanted to pour greatness into them. And when I started to do that, everything changed. For the whole business changed, and the income came with it. It really did. And so I think motives matter, and it's okay. I love money. I love nice things all day long. I mean, all day long. I love to go to the games. I love the trips. I love the flights. I love all of it. But at the end of the day, you can get all that stuff, and that's not what provides true fulfillment. What provides true fulfillment is someone saying, wow, since you came into our life, like, my relationships are stronger. We're able to pay our bills with ease. We finally have hope for the future. Thank you for that. That is significance. It's not my Gucci handbags, and I have plenty of them. And believe me, I love them.
Yeah,
I love art. I love nice things.
Right.
But it's people. And it's making an impact, because we're all going to die at some point in our lives. And, you can't take that stuff with you, but you can take the ripple effect of being a mentor and being there for somebody when nobody else was. And that's what life is all about. Life is all about community. And it's all about loving people. And I think we just get it so wrong and so twisted. And it becomes about self. And it just, you can build a business like that, but I guarantee it will not last. It will not last. And it really, motives matter. And again, it's okay to have, oh gosh, you should be aiming for big things. You should. But as you grow into it, you'll realize, just take it from me, you'll realize what really matters the most, and that's people.
Powerful. Emily, Vavra, family, we're so honored to have you on the show. In fact, you mentioned the reality TV show. We actually have something we're working on in the background, Emily. It's actually something we call A Day in the Life. And it's basically the lifestyles of the rich and famous for network marketing. And it's where lifestyle meets personal development. And we turn the camera back on. We take the family on a virtual field trip, and we allow them access into the lifestyles of successful entrepreneurs in the network marketing industry. And then we also have a conversation with them on a topic, whether we're talking about the magic of belief, or team building, or working with people, loving on people, and helping people in this industry. And we just have a conversation, but again, we get to see the lifestyle as well. So we definitely got to have you back for that. We'd be honored.
Oh, that would be so fun. Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. I mean, we have people coming on doing cooking segments. We have people giving tours of their condos in Europe. I'm kind of giving stuff away now, but the family definitely is excited about seeing it. We're going to debut it soon. I'm not going to give the date away, family, yet, but we are working on it behind the scenes. It's going to be awesome. And hopefully we're going to have Emily here, Vavra, on an episode to really turn things up.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Awesome. Well, before we let you go, and we again, thank you for coming on. Before we let you go, we'd love to play a game with you that we've been playing with our guests, and they've been absolutely crushing it. The family's been loving it. We call it a word of advice with a mentor. And the way that it works, Emily, is we're going to throw a few words at you, and you're going to give us back a word of advice based on that word. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So yeah. You gotta do a little freestyling here. I don't know what your freestyle skills are like, but I think okay. But we're gonna see. So the first word that we have for you, Emily, is grind.
Okay. Get used to the daily grind and learn to love it.
That's good. The next word that we have for you is health.
If you don't have your health, what do you have?
Exactly. Good stuff. The next word is limit.
Live a limitless life.
Love it. The next word we have for you is friends.
Make sure you have good friends.
Hey, straight to the point, right? The last word is kind of similar, but the last word is people.
Keep people number one.
There you have it. Plain and to the point. One punch knockout is all that's required. We thank you for playing the game, Emily. You crushed it. And again, thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time. We'll get in touch with you because I know the family's going to want to see you on the day in the life. But there you have it, family. Emily, Vavra, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.